Welcome back to the deep dive. I want to start today with a specific feeling. It's a feeling I think is pretty universal, but we rarely, put words to it.
hmm
It's that subtle sinking sensation you get in the pit of your stomach when you're scrolling through your phone. Maybe it's 2:0 a.m. and you get a notification that just it doesn't look right.
The 2.0 AM phantom notification.
Yeah.
The digital ghost story.
Exactly. Or, you're looking at your bank app, just checking your balance, and for a split second, the little loading spinner takes just a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And your brain immediately goes to the absolute worst case catastrophic scenario. Is it gone? Is my money gone? Am I at zero?
It is a profound sense of vulnerability, and what's interesting is that it's completely rational.
Right. It's not like we're being paranoid.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. We live in this incredible paradox where we carry our entire lives, our finances, our memories, our darkest secrets, our, location history in these little glass rectangles in our pockets.
Mm-hmm.
We know they're powerful, but we also know deep down that they're fragile.
And connected. I think that's the scary part for me. It's
Yeah.
not just that my data is in my pocket. It's that my pocket is connected to a server in Russia, a laptop in Brazil, and, I don't know, a botnet in China all at the same time.
That is the reality.
Mm-hmm.
The internet is the world's largest public square,
Mm-hmm.
and you are standing right in the middle of it with your wallet wide open, just hoping nobody notices.
So naturally, we have this stack of research today that deals with that exact anxiety. We're talking about the digital landscape.
Right.
But here's my issue, and this is the bone I want to pick with this whole topic right away. I feel like the language itself is almost designed to confuse us.
Okay.
We hear cybersecurity, cyber threat, cybercrime. To me, before reading through all this material, those were all just synonyms. They were synonyms for bad computer stuff.
The computer did something I didn't want it to do.
Yes, exactly. So are these distinctions actually useful for a normal person, or is this just, IT industry jargon to sell us more software? Because it feels a lot like splitting hairs.
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right.
And the answer is, if you treat them as synonyms, you genuinely cannot protect yourself. It's not just semantics.
Right.
It's like confusing the concept of burglary with the concept of a lock.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
If you don't know the difference, you can't secure your house. You can't fix a problem if you don't fundamentally understand the mechanics of it.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to decode these three pillars. We have the shield, which is security, the danger, which is the threat, and the act, which is the crime itself.
Right.
And we aren't just going to define them. We're going to look at the entire ecosystem, how they feed into each other, how they relate.
And we're basing this on a really comprehensive breakdown that I think strips away a lot of the noise.
Ooh.
What I appreciate about this source material is that it doesn't just list technical specs. It tries to build a logic model for how safety actually works.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just tech talk. It's about protecting your personal digital house.
I like that framing. A digital house. So let's dive into that logic. Section 1, the shield, cybersecurity.
The lock on the door.
The source uses that analogy explicitly. It says cybersecurity is to your digital life what home security is to your physical life. But I want to push on that a little bit.
Okay.
When I lock my front door, I'm done. I turn the key, I walk away, I don't think about it again until I come home. Is cybersecurity really that static? Is it a set it and forget it kind of thing?
I wish. I truly wish it were. If we're really going to extend that analogy, imagine if your front door changed shape every single day
Okay.
and the lock manufacturers were constantly sending you new keys because, well, the old keys just stopped working overnight.
Yeah.
And all the while, the burglars on the street are inventing new types of crowbars every single hour.
Okay, so it's a house that is constantly under renovation while it's being actively besieged?
That's pretty much it. The definition given here is solid. It's the protection of computers, mobiles, networks, servers, and data from digital attacks.
Right, the basics.
But the scope is what trips people up. We tend to think of this as an enterprise problem. Bank of America needs cybersecurity. The Pentagon needs cybersecurity.
Right, I'm just a guy with a Spotify account and some photos of my dog. Who cares about me?
And the source makes a point that I think is absolutely critical. You are the perimeter. Your personal data, your passwords, your photos, your bank details, that is the inventory of your digital house.
So I'm not just living in the house, I'm part of the wall.
You are the front door.
Yeah.
And if you don't have security, you aren't just leaving your door unlocked, you're leaving it wide open with giant neon signs pointing to the wallet you left on the hallway table.
That's a very disturbing visual.
And it's not just about you losing your stuff, it's about keeping the whole system running. Cybersecurity is the invisible reason your credit card works when you tap it at the store.
Right.
It's the reason the power grid stays on. It's the invisible infrastructure that keeps modern life from just grinding to a halt.
So let's get a little more technical for a second. The source breaks down the how. It lists these layers of protection. And I want to go through them because I think we all use these words without really knowing what they do.
Sounds good.
First up, network security.
The perimeter fence.
Yeah.
The first line of defense.
Okay. And it lists firewalls and IDSOPs. Let's start with the firewall. I know I have one. I think I have one. My computer tells me I do.
You do.
But if you asked me to draw it, I'd literally just draw a brick wall on fire. What is it actually doing?
Think of a firewall less like a brick wall and more like a bouncer at a really, really exclusive club.
Okay, I like that. That's more dynamic.
So you're inside the club. That's your trusted network. That's your house. The street outside is the internet, untrusted, chaotic, full of strangers.
Right.
The firewall is the bouncer standing at the one and only door. Every single tiny packet of data that wants to come in from the internet has to stop. The bouncer checks its ID.
What's on the ID?
Where are you coming from? What's your IP address? Where are you trying to go? Which port are you trying to access? Do you look suspicious? Is your name on the list?
And if it's not on the list?
It gets blocked. It bounces. Sorry, you're not on the list. You can't come in. It filters all incoming and outgoing traffic based on a very strict set of predefined rules.
But bouncers can be tricked. You can have a fake ID. You can sneak in a back window.
Exactly. And that's where the next layer comes in. The source mentions IDS and IPS. That's intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems.
Okay, so what's the difference between the bouncer and these systems?
If the firewall is the bouncer at the front door, the IDS is the super advanced security camera system with motion sensors inside the club.
Oh,
Which is watching the people who did manage to get past the bouncer. Because maybe someone snuck in through a window, or maybe the bouncer made a mistake, or maybe the fake ID was just that good.
so it's looking for bad behavior inside.
Precisely. The IDS is watching for behavior. Is that person just dancing and having a good time, or are they trying to pick the lock on the manager's office in the back?
And if they are picking the lock?
The IDS, the detection system, sets off an alarm. Hey, security, someone is messing with the safe. It notifies the system administrator.
Just a notification.
Just an alert. Now, an IPS, an intrusion prevention system, goes one crucial step further. It doesn't just beep, it tackles the guy. It actively steps in and cuts the connection. It blocks the malicious traffic right then and there.
Yeah.
It stops the fight before it even starts.
It's proactive. The IDS is reactive. The IPS is proactive.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So moving inward from the network, the source lists application security. Now, this one felt a bit more abstract to me. It mentions finding bugs and pen testing. Why do my apps need security? Aren't they just code?
Code written by humans. And humans, we're brilliant, but we're also terrible at writing perfect logic.
Fair point. We make typos in emails all the time.
Exactly. Now, imagine if a typo in an email allowed someone to just steal your car. That's the kind of stakes we're talking about here.
Right.
Every single time a developer writes a piece of software, whether it's your mobile banking app or a game like Angry Birds, there is a non-zero chance they made a mistake. Maybe they left a variable undefined. Maybe they didn't properly check if the user input was way too long. Those mistakes are bugs.
And usually a bug just means the app crashes, right? It just closes on you and you get annoyed.
Best case scenario, it crashes. Worst case scenario, that bug creates what's called a backdoor. It's a flaw, a tiny crack in the logic that allows someone to trick the app into doing something it was never supposed to do.
Like what?
Like, hey, banking app, I know my balance is zero, but what if I type -1 million into the transfer amount? Maybe you'll get confused and just give me $1 million.
So application security is the process of hunting for those typos before the bad guys do.
It's proofreading on steroids. And that leads directly to pen testing, penetration testing.
Which just sounds aggressive.
It is aggressive, and it's supposed to be. It's hiring a master thief to try and break into your own bank vault.
They're paying someone to hack you.
Literally. You pay a company full of pen testers, these are ethical hackers, and you say, do your worst. Here's my app. Here's my website. Try to hack me. Use every tool, every trick you have.
And if they get in?
You thank them, you pay them handsomely, and then you immediately fix the hole they found. Because if they found it, you have to assume the real bad guys could find it too.
So it's better to be hacked by someone you're paying than someone who's going to rob you blind.
That's the entire philosophy.
This connects to a term later in the source that I have to admit, kind of obsessed with. Bug bounty hunters.
Yes, the mercenaries of the internet, the digital
It
freelancers.
sounds like a profession from Star Wars or something, but this is a real job. People make a living doing this.
It is a huge industry, a massive global economy. Companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, they have permanent open bounties.
What do you mean by open bounties?
They publicly say, if you, any researcher anywhere in the world, find a security flaw in our system, report it to us privately. If we verify it, we will wire you $10,000
Just like that?
or $50,000. Or, for a really serious bug, $100,000 or more. There are people who make 7 figures a year just hunting for bugs.
That is a fascinating economic model. You are effectively crowdsourcing your security to the very people who have the skills to hack you.
You're paying them to be good guys.
You're aligning the incentive.
Exactly. If you don't offer a legal, profitable way for them to report it, the temptation is to sell that flaw on the black market to a criminal gang or a foreign government who might pay even more.
Right.
By offering a bug bounty, you turn potential enemies into allies. You create an entire ecosystem where being ethical pays the rent.
So we've got the network, which is the bouncer, the axe, the actual code, and then we have cloud security. Now, I feel like the cloud is a marketing term that has just completely taken over our lives. My photos are in the cloud, my documents are in the cloud, my entire work life is in the cloud. What does security even look like when I don't know where the computer is? It could be anywhere.
That is the core problem, and you've hit it right on the head. The cloud is just someone else's computer.
Right. A big one.
A very, very big one. Usually a massive server farm in, say, Virginia or Ireland or Singapore. Cloud security is tricky because of something called the shared responsibility model.
That sounds like legal fine print you find at the bottom of a contract.
It kind of is. And it's really important to understand Amazon or Google or Microsoft, they will secure the building. They'll have guards and fences. They will secure the servers. They'll make sure nobody can physically kick in the door and steal the hard drives. That's their job.
The physical infrastructure.
Right. But your data, the password you choose to access your photos, the settings on your database that you accidentally set to public, that is still your job.
So the cloud isn't some magic safety box. It's more like a locker at a gym. The gym owns the building and the locker, but I have to bring my own lock.
That is a perfect analogy. And if you use a cheap lock, or worse, you forget to lock it and leave the door swinging open, you can't blame the gym when your wallet gets stolen. That, in a nutshell, is cloud security.
And that brings us to the final layer mentioned in the source, endpoint security.
Which is the device you're holding in your hand right now, or the laptop you're listening on.
The endpoint, the end of the line. Your phone, your laptop, your iPad.
This is where the battle is most often lost. It's the weakest link in the chain.
Why?
Because endpoints are operated by humans. And humans get tired, humans get distracted, humans get curious and click things they shouldn't.
We're the bug in the system.
We are. Endpoint security is your antivirus software, your screen lock, your biometric scanner, your encrypted hard drive. It is the absolute last line of defense when the firewall has failed, the app had a bug, and the cloud was misconfigured.
And the source mentions one final piece of this puzzle, kind of overarching, SOC and monitoring. What is a SOC?
SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Imagine a room that looks like NASA Mission Control. Wall-to-wall screens, dim lighting, people drinking coffee at 3 a.m. And on those screens are just constantly scrolling lines of code, network graphs, and alerts.
And people just watch it all day.
Watching, analyzing, and hunting. These are the SOC analysts. They are the human eyes in the sky.
Why do you need humans if you have all these automated tools?
Because automated tools like firewalls are great, but they can be tricked. They only know the rules you give them. Sometimes you need a human to look at a pattern and say, wait a minute, that's weird.
Give me an example of weird.
Why is the marketing director's laptop suddenly trying to download the entire customer database at 3 a.m. on a Sunday from an IP address in Romania?
A firewall might let that through because the marketing director has legitimate access credentials.
Exactly. The firewall sees the ID badge and says, go right ahead, sir. But a SOC analyst sees the context, the behavior, and says, that is deeply suspicious. They are the intelligence agency of your digital house.
So that is the shield. It's massive, it's expensive, it's incredibly complex, it's people, it's robots, it's code.
It's a constant, never-ending effort.
And it all exists for one reason only, to stop the danger.
The threat.
And this is where the source makes a distinction that I think I finally understand, but I want to double check it with you. The source defines a cyber threat specifically as a possible danger.
Possible. That is the operative word. It's all about potential.
So a threat isn't an attack. They aren't the same thing.
No, absolutely not. A threat is a storm cloud on the horizon. It hasn't started raining yet. You are not wet yet. But the conditions are right for a storm. It implies risk.
Can you give me a really concrete
A
example?
weak password is a perfect cyber threat. Your password is password 123. You haven't been hacked yet. You haven't lost any money. Nothing bad has actually happened.
Okay.
But you have created a massive vulnerability, a threat that is just sitting there waiting to be exploited.
The source lays out a progression here that I found really, really helpful for visualizing this. It goes, threat leads to attack, which leads to crime.
It's a timeline, a chain of events.
Let's walk through it with that password example step by step.
Okay, let's do it. Step 1, the threat. You have the weak password 123456. The risk exists. The front door of your digital house is unlocked.
The potential for bad things is there.
Right. Step 2, the attack. A hacker on the other side of the world runs a simple program that just guesses common passwords. It tries 123456, and it works. They are in. The handle turns, the door opens.
That's the action.
That's the action. Now, step 3, the crime. They enter your account and they steal your personal data, or they transfer all your money out. The actual illegal act occurs. The burglary happens.
So the threat is the condition, the attack is the action, the crime is the result.
Precisely. And the key takeaway is that if you can eliminate the threat, if you just change the password to something strong and unique, the attack will fail and the crime can never happen.
So let's look at the arsenal of threats that are listed in the text, because these are the storm clouds we all need to be watching for. The first one is the big one, the one everyone knows. Malware.
Malicious software, the root of all evil in many ways.
But the source breaks it down into a trio that I found interesting. Virus, Trojan, and spyware. I feel like I and most people just use the word virus for everything. Oh, my computer's slow. It must have a virus.
Most people do. It's become the Kleenex of computer problems, a generic term. But technically, a virus is a very specific thing. It's a piece of code that attaches itself to a legitimate file, and its primary goal is to replicate.
Like a biological virus.
Exactly like one. It spreads like the flu. You sneeze, I get sick. You share an infected file with me, my computer gets infected. It needs a host to file, a document to travel.
Okay, that's a virus. What about a Trojan?
A Trojan is completely different. It's all about psychology. It relies on deception. It's named after the Trojan horse from Greek mythology.
Right, the big wooden horse.
It looks like a gift. It looks like a free game. It looks like a PDF invoice you need to pay. It looks like a cool new movie you want to download. You willingly open the door and invite it into your city.
And once it's inside, out come the soldiers.
Precisely. It doesn't attach to other files. It masquerades as something you want, and it requires you to invite it in.
And the third one, spyware. This one sounds the creepiest.
It is. It's the silent stalker.
Yeah.
A virus might crash your computer, making it obvious it's there. A Trojan might pop up a bunch of ads. But spyware wants to be completely invisible.
Why?
It sits quietly in the background, recording your keystrokes, watching through your webcam, reading your emails, logging your passwords.
Yeah.
It wants your secrets, not your attention. Its goal is pure surveillance.
That's incredibly violating. It feels so much worse than the others somehow.
It's intended to be. It's a complete invasion of privacy.
The next threat on the list is ransomware. This one seems to be in the news constantly. It feels like every week a hospital or a city government or a big company is getting hit.
Ransomware is terrifying because it's so direct and so brutal. It is pure digital extortion. There's no subtlety to it.
How does it work mechanically? What's actually happening to the files?
So the ransomware software gets into your system, maybe through a phishing email or an unpatched vulnerability, and once it's in, it begins to encrypt your data. It scrambles everything.
What does that mean, scramble?
It takes your family photos, your company spreadsheets, your critical patient records, and it runs them through a complex mathematical algorithm with a secret key. The result is just gibberish, unreadable junk.
And then?
As a screen pops up, the digital ransom note, it says, your files are encrypted. If you want the secret key to unlock them, you must pay us $5,000 in Bitcoin within 48 hours.
And if you don't?
If you don't pay, we delete the key and your data is gone forever.
Data locked for money, as the source puts it. It's literally holding your digital life hostage.
And think about the leverage they have. If you are a hospital, you can't access patient records. People's lives are at risk. If you are a shipping company, you literally don't know where your ships are. The pressure to just pay the ransom is immense.
Okay, next up, phishing. This is the one that really relies on human error, isn't it?
Yes, phishing is 100% social engineering. It's not about hacking computers, it's about hacking people.
Wow.
It's all those fake emails, SMS messages, or even phone calls that are designed to trick you. They pretend to be your bank, your boss, Netflix, the Postal Service, anyone you trust.
And they always have that incredible sense of urgency.
Always. That's the key psychological trick. Your account has been compromised. Click here, N now W. Or your package delivery has failed.
Mm.
Update your details, N now W.
Right.
They want to bypass your logical, critical thinking brain and trigger your emotional panic response.
So you act without thinking.
Exactly. And when you click that link and enter your username and password on their fake website, you are handing your keys directly to the attacker on a silver platter.
The source also mentions DDoS attacks. Sounds very technical. What exactly is happening there?
DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service. It's actually a pretty simple concept. Imagine a small coffee shop with just one door.
Okay.
If one person walks in, it's fine. If 10 people are in line, it's a bit busy, but okay. But what happens if 10,000 people try to walk through that one single door at the exact same second?
Total chaos. The door gets blocked. Nobody can get in or out. The shop is paralyzed.
Exactly. The shop effectively shuts down. That's a DDoS attack. Attackers use armies of infected computers, they're often called botnets, to flood a website or a server with so much junk traffic that the server crashes under the load.
So the goal isn't to steal data. It's just to shut something down.
Right. It makes the website go down so that legitimate users, actual customers, can't access it. It's a digital traffic jam designed to cripple a business or silence a voice.
Then we have insider threats. This one feels like something out of a spy movie. The mole inside the organization.
It's often a lot less dramatic than Hollywood makes it look, but it can be just as, if not more, damaging. An insider threat is any threat that comes from an employee or someone with legitimate access.
So it could be a disgruntled ex-employee who still has their password and wants revenge?
That's the classic example, sure, the malicious insider. But honestly, it's far more often just simple negligence.
Like what? What's a negligent insider threat?
Someone leaving their work laptop on a train. Someone writing their password on a Post-it note, sticking it to their monitor for everyone to see. Someone falling for a phishing email and giving away their credentials.
So the threat is coming from inside the house.
Exactly. And that's a huge problem because all your firewalls and your perimeter security, they all point outward. They're designed to stop the barbarians at the gate. They often miss the danger that is already inside.
And the last one in this section, which the source highlights as particularly dangerous, zero-day vulnerabilities.
This is the nightmare scenario for security professionals. This is what keeps them up at night.
Why is it called zero-day? What does the zero mean?
A zero-day vulnerability is a flaw, a bug, in a piece of software that the creators, the good guys, the developers at Apple or Microsoft don't know about yet.
Oh.
The zero refers to the number of days the developers have had to create a patch or a fix for it. They've had 0 days.
So the hackers find it first, before the company that made the software.
Exactly. The hackers discover a secret hole in the wall that the original builders completely missed. And until the builders are told about it and come back to patch it, the hackers can walk right in and out whenever they want.
And the security systems won't even see them.
Because the security systems don't know that hole is supposed to be a vulnerability. They think it's just part of the wall.
That explains why these are so valuable on the black market.
Oh, incredibly valuable. A working zero-day exploit for a major operating system or a popular browser can sell for millions of dollars. Because for that window of time, from when it's discovered to when it's patched, it is an unstoppable, invisible key.
That is deeply unsettling. So we have the shield, which is security, and we have the danger, which is all these threats. Now we need to talk about the act itself. Section 3. Cybercrime.
Right. This is where we shift from potential to reality. This is where we shift to illegality.
The source defines cybercrime specifically as illegal activities done using computers or the internet.
It seems like a simple definition, but that distinction is really important.
Why?
The simple meaning provided is this: using technology to cheat, steal, threaten, or harm. If you strip away the computers and the internet, these are all crimes we've recognized for thousands of years.
Right. Theft, fraud, harassment, extortion.
Exactly. The cyber part just tells us the tool that was used to commit the act. The crime is ancient. The method is modern.
The source gives us a kind of menu of common cybercrimes. Let's run through them. First is online fraud.
This is a huge category. It covers a massive range of financial crimes. The source specifically points out UPI scams and credit card scams. This is where someone tricks you into transferring money via a payment app, or they steal your card details to make unauthorized online purchases.
Then there's identity theft. The source lists specific identifiers here that might be regional, but the concept is universal. Aadhaar, PAN, OTP.
This is a crucial point. Identifiers like your Social Security number or your Aadhaar or PAN number in India,
Yeah.
these are fundamental identity documents.
It's different from a credit card.
Totally different. If someone steals your credit card number, you can cancel the card and get a new one. It's a huge annoyance, but it's fixable.
But you can't just get a new face or new fingerprint.
Exactly. If someone steals your biometric identity or your core government ID number, that is much, much harder to fix. They can open new bank accounts in your name, take out loans, apply for government benefits, or even commit other crimes while pretending to be you. It can take years to unwind that kind of damage.
Next is hacking, which here is defined specifically as taking over social media or email accounts.
Which is often a gateway crime.
Yeah.
It's the first step that leads to a lot of other worse crimes.
How so?
If I hack into your primary email account, I can probably hit forgot password on every other service you use. Your bank, your Amazon account, everything. I can reset your passwords and lock you out of your entire digital life. I own you.
And if they hack your social media?
Then they can use your trusted account to scam your friends and family. It's the classic grandparent scam.
Right.
Hey, it's me. I'm stuck in an airport in Paris. I lost my wallet. Can you please wire me $500? It works because the message is coming from an account that your loved ones trust.
And the last category here is fake interactions. The source lists fake websites and specifically fake job offers.
The fake job offer is a particularly cruel one. It's predatory because the scammers are targeting people who are actively looking for work people who might already be in a vulnerable or even desperate financial situation. They set up a fake company website, a fake job posting. They might even conduct a fake interview over the phone or video call.
And then comes the ask.
Exactly. After they've told you you've got the job, they say, oh, you just need to pay a small administrative fee for your background check. Or you need to buy this specific high-end laptop from our approved vendor, and we'll reimburse you in your first paycheck.
And of course,
The job doesn't exist. The reimbursement never comes. The laptop never arrives. They just want the money.
to make all of this really concrete, the source provides a specific narrative example. I want to walk through this because I think almost every single listener has seen a version of this in their own life. It really brings the abstract concept of crime down to earth.
Let's do it. Let's role play it out.
Okay, here's the scenario. You're at home, maybe sitting on the couch watching TV. Your phone buzzes. You look down, and there's a text message. It says, "Your bank account will be blocked due to suspicious activity. Click this link immediately to verify your identity."
Stop right there. The first thing that happens is a jolt of panic. Adrenaline.
Right.
That is the trigger. They are hacking your psychology first.
Yeah.
They don't need to break your password if they can first break your composure.
So the action, you click the link because you're worried. It opens a website in your browser, and it looks exactly like your real bank's website. Same color, same logo. It looks completely professional.
It's a clone, a perfect facade, a stage set.
It asks for your username and your password. You type them in. You just want to fix the problem and get on with your night.
And that single moment, when you type your credentials into that fake box, that is the moment of the attack. You have just willingly handed your keys to the thief.
And the result, you hit enter. The screen on your phone maybe spins for a second, or it gives you a generic error message. But behind the scenes, the attacker, who is sitting at a dashboard somewhere else in the world, sees your username and password pop up on their screen in real time. They immediately log into your real bank account. They add themselves as a new payee. They transfer all your funds out. The money is gone.
And that, explicitly, is cybercrime. They used technology, the fake SMS, the fake website, to commit a classic crime theft.
It happens so unbelievably fast. From the buzz in your pocket to an empty bank account can be less than 2 minutes.
And that is why understanding the relationship between these things is so critical. If you can identify the threat, the suspicious, urgent SMS, you can stop yourself from falling for the attack before it ever becomes a crime.
That brings us perfectly to the last section here, Section 4, the ecosystem, how it all connects. The source provides a simple comparison table that I think is really helpful to just keep in your head.
Yes, let's review those one-liners. They really distill it down to the essentials.
Go for it.
Okay, cybersecurity equals protection. That is the shield DOS. Cyber threat equals possible danger. That is the warning year. And cybercrime equals actual illegal activity. That is the siren sec.
I love that. Shield, warning, siren. It makes it so visual and easy to remember.
It clarifies the timeline and the function of each term. And the source actually goes on to describe a flowchart that visualizes this entire cycle.
Describe it for us. What does it look like?
Imagine a simple line moving from left to right across a page. On the far left, you have the cyber threat, the risk, the unlocked door.
Okay.
That flows directly into the middle, which is the cyber attack, the attempt, the burglar trying the doorknob. And that, if successful, flows to the far right, which is the cybercrime. The result, the burglary is complete.
Threat leads to attack leads to crime. And where does cybersecurity fit into that flowchart?
Cybersecurity cuts the line. It's a vertical barrier. It sits right between the attack and the crime. It is the interception.
So the threat leads to an attack, but then the shield comes down and says, nope, not today.
Exactly. Yeah. The firewall blocks the malicious connection. The antivirus software detects and deletes the malware. The two-factor authentication on your phone stops the unauthorized login. Cybersecurity is the force that stops the attack from ever becoming a crime. It stops it, as the source so simply puts it.
This visual really helps prioritize where we should all be putting our energy and our focus. We so often focus on the oh no, I lost my money, what do I do now? But the real battle is actually fought upstream.
Way upstream, at the security and threat level.
You can't really control the crime once it's happened.
You're just in damage control mode at that point. Like, you cannot control whether or not criminals exist in the world. You cannot eliminate all threats. There will always be bad actors trying to break in.
Okay.
But you can control how strong your shield is.
Yeah.
You can strengthen your cybersecurity to ensure that when the inevitable attack comes, it just bounces off. That's the goal. Prevention, not reaction.
So we have covered a lot of ground here. We've built the digital house, we've identified all the different kinds of burglars, and we've watched the heist play out in real time.
It is a lot to take in, but it is the fundamental reality of the world we all live in now.
Let's try and wrap this up with a clear summary. We have these 3 pillars.
We do. We have the lock, that's security, all the people, the tools, the systems that are there to protect us. We have the potential burglar, that's the threat. The malware, the phishing emails, the weak passwords, all the potential ways things could go wrong.
And finally?
And we have the burglary itself. That's the crime, the actual theft, the actual fraud, the actual damage.
And for the listener right now thinking about their own digital life, their photos, their banking, their emails, why should they care so much about this distinction?
Because, as we discussed way back in the security section with endpoint security, you are an endpoint. You are a crucial part of the system. In a way, you are part of the firewall.
Okay, expand on that.
If you can recognize a threat, if you know what a phishing email looks and sounds like, if you understand why using the same weak password everywhere is a bad idea, you are actively participating in your own cybersecurity. You are not just a passive victim waiting to be attacked. You are an active defender.
That is an empowering way to think about it. It means we aren't helpless in the face of all this.
We are absolutely not helpless.
Well,
But we have to be aware. We have to be educated on the risks.
I want to leave everyone with a final thought today, something to kind of chew on. We talked about bug bounty hunters and ethical hackers. The source highlights these roles as crucial, necessary parts of the modern security ecosystem.
It implies something very interesting and maybe a little unsettling about the nature of safety in the digital age.
Right. It implies that to be truly safe, the good guys have to think exactly like the bad guys. They have to use the same tools, the same techniques, the same mindset. They have to know how to break things in order to know how to protect them.
It raises a fundamental question. If a threat is just a possible danger, and the landscape is constantly changing with things we can't even predict, like zero-day vulnerabilities, are we ever truly safe? Or are we just in a constant state of managing risk?
It really feels like we are in a permanent state of managing risk. And maybe that's okay, as long as we know we have good locks on our doors and we're checking them regularly.
Exactly. Check your locks today. Go update your important passwords. Please enable two-factor authentication on every account that offers it.
That is great, actionable advice. Thank you so much for walking us through all of this. And thank you to everyone for listening to this deep dive. Stay safe out there in the digital wild.
Stay secure.
See you next time.